Hi, everyone, and welcome to Where Are They Now? This is Lisa Strahs-Lorenc. I'm the author of Career Journeys from the Ground Up, Discover Your Own Path, and I'm here with one of the book participants, Janine Bolon. At the time she was interviewed, she was CEO of Broadcast Media Productions. It's great to see you, Janine. How are you?
I'm doing very well out here in Colorado, enjoying the fall season.
Must be beautiful out there.
It is.
Yeah, yeah. So tell us what you've been doing in the past year since the book was published.
Since the book was published, I had an opportunity to sell off my broadcasting company, and so I took it.
Wow. Okay, that's big.
So, no longer CEO of White Glove Broadcasting.
Okay.
Um, totally reworked my focus, pivoted from that, and my team stayed with me. So I have a team of 15 people. They stayed with me, and we are now building out a very different process than what we did with the White Glove Broadcasting. And so that's kind of what happened to me over the year. And then on a personal level, all four of my children are now in college. So I find myself in a house by myself, and people are like, oh, empty nester. And I went, oh, contraire, I still have 15 people I talk to pretty much on a daily basis. So it's not empty in the way people think of it.
So tell us about the new venture and new opportunity. What does it involve?
Well, it may be of interest to your readers. What we're doing is we're building out Beta Readers Hub. And what we're doing is we're going to put people that just love to read. You know, if you're just interested in reading and you want to be a part of that creative process, you want to assist authors, the Beta Reader Hub is going to be for you. And that's something where they can come online and they can get certified. We request they become a certified beta reader. We do not want them to be professional critics, but we do want them to know what authors need. And that's one of the things that I saw that was happening with the book you were part of. I mean, that's one of the neat things. Lisa was a part of my book, and that was Author's Guide, giving people advice on how to make your book profitable. And so by listening to all of those authors, we found out that what they need is high quality beta readers that are willing to give them creative advice on their books. And so if you're a reader, we'd love to hear from you.
That sounds pretty cool. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, I had
So,
a lot of positive feedback on that. Yeah.
so are they paid for this? Do they volunteer for this? How does
Oh,
this work?
oh yeah. So staying in alignment with volunteerism and doing things on your own schedule. What we're doing is we're requesting from the authors, and so far I have 35 authors who've signed up for it. I don't even have the platform yet, but the authors had requested. They said we can't pay you for it. However, we will put your name. It can be your a fun name, like maybe your YouTube channel name or something like that, in the acknowledgments, or we'll put your name. And then what we'll do, as far as those who are running Beta Readers Hub, is we'll put on your profile a little badge that lets you know, lets people know how many books you've been in, how many books you've been a beta reader are, and you're officially in the book because of your creative spark and content. And so that's what we're doing because we're not expecting to make a bunch of money with this. We're just trying to serve a need that authors have. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so the pivot, and again, I think that people need to understand, obviously, flexibility and pivoting. It was from what did you see, happening in your realm, in your career world that made you sort of turn and do something else?
The biggest thing I think is that authors very rarely are able to make a profit on their hard work.
Sure.
And I heard that over and over and over. And so I started investigating what that looked like. So Beta Readers Hub is just the beginning of a 7-year plan. And so I very rarely do something that's just a off the cuff. I always think, how will this serve a greater purpose? And so Beta Readers Hub is the beginning of Bookville, USA. Bookville is going to be where we actually build quite a huge community where authors can come, readers can show up, and it's kind of like similar to Goodreads, only there's a direct purpose of creators being in there serving one another. And so we are currently working on that kind of a platform. I'm in talks with other CEOs who have built out equally large communities in that way. and how do we monetize it without it becoming an ad base. So we have several social media platforms that the ads have gotten out of control. We don't want that. And so we're trying to figure out, okay, how do we pay all the people we need to pay who are going to build this platform, but at the same time, make it a free or very low cost service for those that we want to assist.
Very interesting. Really cool. So let's go to advice because you have a lot. So, and you've
Thank you.
certainly given me enough advice too. And the conferences and the things that you've offered have really, built out a lot of well-served information and useful, professional information. So, what kind of advice do you have? Number one, I guess, for writers, and number two, for people who are out there thinking about their careers or figuring out where they should go next and what they should be doing.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk to your readers first and people who are on their career journeys because they are the people that you serve. And let's talk to your community. The first thing is if it's not making you money, stop doing it, with one exception. I'm going to have a caveat here. Unless it brings you great joy, unless you like, I am out in the mountains every Saturday. You cannot get a hold of me, my friends, my family. Everybody knows Janine is out of communication on Saturdays. Why? Because I live in Colorado for a reason. It
Yeah.
took me 20 years to get here, but now that I am here, I am headed into the mountains because that's my happy place and it makes me so very, very stress free.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I want to encourage for other people. Unless it is giving you that kind of lift, that kind of energy, you got to make sure you're doing that at least once a week for yourself. I don't know what that is. But otherwise, I talk about income producing activities or IPAs all the time. And whether you're an author or you're somebody on your career journey, the job search takes quite a bit of time. And you never know if you're going to actually get that job or if you're going to be able to make income from that. And so when you decide to do something, make sure that there is some sort of payoff at the end of that. And with career journeys, a lot of people say, well, I'm going to be my own business owner. And what I say is income producing activities are when you're on the phone talking to people about the business that you are in, that is an income producing activity. Or you are on the phone talking to somebody and you're offering them a service and they buy it. So you want to make sure that before you get on the phone with anybody, that you know exactly what is the problem that you're solving. Because in our heart, we just want to help the world. We want to make the world a better place. But you've got to be so specific and make sure that cash happens. Okay. So until cash comes across the barrelhead, as we like to say, until you have cash on the barrelhead, you don't know if what you're doing is viable or not. So make sure somebody has paid you for that product or that service. And you can just use a Google Doc. I have sold $50,000 products off a Google Doc. You don't have to be fancy about this, but you do need to make sure that money crosses that barrelhead so that you know the idea that you have that you're implementing is actually going to bring you some level of income.
Great advice. This is not my area of expertise. It's my nonprofit head and everything else. But, again, happiness is really important. And people do make a lot of money and they're still very unhappy. And, that's the other side of it. It really is because they do believe that money will make them happy. And that's not always the case, especially if they're not doing what they love. And you said in the book, if you don't enjoy it, don't do it.
Mhm.
And that's very good advice. So, yeah. I wish you the best of luck with your new enterprise. Sounds interesting. Keep me in touch with it. Very
You
interesting.
bet. No problem. Be glad to. And the thing is we have a mindset when it comes to money. Just realize money is what you use to get what you want out of life. And I have some pretty big dreams about what I want out of life. And so I am willing to serve people in areas of my expertise on making money. And the thing is, I've talked to nonprofit people about this too. I've talked to nonprofit, for profit, and individuals. And the thing is, when you're in a society like America that is highly creative and what fuels our economy is finances, it's money. It's like you either make it a demon or you make it your best friend,
Mhm.
right? And so it's very important that you make it your best friend. And every time somebody pays you money on the barrelhead for whatever product or service you're offering. They're saying yes to, yes, you have a viable solution to a problem on this planet. And that, my friend, is a noble work.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. Okay. Thank you. Always great talking to you, and continue your wonderful journey.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Pleasure.
All the best. Take care. Bye.